Warm greetings to you all. My name is Tony Fauci, and I am the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases at the National Institutes of Health and a member of the White House Coronavirus Task Force. I am delighted to have this opportunity to speak to this Peace Corps gathering. Most importantly, I want to express my admiration and deep appreciation to the hundreds of returned Peace Corps volunteers who have stepped up to work on the front lines as U.S. contact tracers during our ongoing public health response to the global COVID-19 pandemic. This pandemic will go down in history as unlike any we have seen in more than 100 years. Yet, I am profoundly aware of how difficult it must have been for you to be evacuated abruptly from your 62 countries of service in March of this year. Your commitment to your host countries is legendary and respected. But as the highly contagious SARS coronavirus 2 seeded itself rapidly around the world, staying abroad to carry out your duties became neither advisable nor safe. As the virus continued to fuel the pandemic last spring, I was struck and alarmed by its protein manifestations. SARS coronavirus 2 affects people so differently. Some people exhibit no or only mild symptoms. Others require hospitalization. Some develop organ failure, and others, unfortunately, die. For those who survive, we have come to learn that a significant percentage experience a poorly understood protracted illness and potentially long-term disability after the acute phase is over. Approximately 40% of infected people have no symptoms, which makes what you do, namely contact tracing, extraordinarily critical to stem the spread of the virus. I want to thank you for your perseverance in your task, especially when people may be reluctant to even speak with you. Unfortunately, as we traverse the cooler months of fall and soon enter the cold months of winter, and people stay indoors more, we face a precarious time in the global fight against COVID-19. Here in the United States, the virus is resurging across our country. Cases are nearing 9 million, and tragically, more than 225,000 people have died. We can be heartened that medical tools such as candidate vaccines and therapeutics are showing promise in clinical trials, and I am cautiously optimistic that we will identify and have at least one safe and effective vaccine that we can begin deploying early next year. Now, however, is the time for all of us to dig deep and adhere to the simple public health practices we know can protect ourselves and others. Wear a mask, physically distance, avoid crowds and congregate settings, do activities outdoors rather than indoors, and wash your hands. All of these until we have the medical tools proven to safely and effectively prevent and treat this disease. 6 decades and a few days ago, on October the 14th, 1960, President John F. Kennedy gave an impromptu speech at the University of Michigan where he proposed establishing an international volunteer organization. This, as you know, was how the idea for the Peace Corps, the U.S. public service organization revered worldwide, got its start. I am a long-standing admirer of your passion and dedication to a purpose greater than yourselves. I am profoundly grateful for your resilience and your adaptability that has enabled you to transfer your skills and commitment to this urgent need in our country to get the COVID-19 pandemic under control. Thank you for your service and please continue to be safe and keep well.